It was truly a joy to be able to see this love blossom from beginning to end. Okay, this was a true fairy tale love story, right? So I did a video and I was intending on doing a short about this super sweet dream that I had. But like for some reason when I went to record, I kept hearing the frenemies. So I ended up doing like a whole video on frenemies when what I really wanted to do the video on was like the fairy tale love story, right? So that now that I've done that, I really want to go back and talk about the actual dream itself. Like the frenemies was the moral of the dream, but it wasn't the dream itself. It was more of like what could happen or what the outcome would have been had this person not kept this fairy tale love story a secret, right? So in this dream, this is one of those dreams where there's like a time lapse. It's almost like a movie, right? Where there's this time lapse where I'm seeing this romance literally from meet till wedding, right? So in the dream, there's this divine feminine and she meets this divine masculine, and there's just something about him that I can't even explain, just makes her feel so comfortable. Like she just feels comfortable talking to him, opening up to him. And there's something about that. I don't know, like there's this heavy kind of under there's this feeling that this divine feminine has been through a lot. Like there's this feeling that the divine masculine has been through a lot himself. But I don't know, it may just be the difference in how women and men handle things and emotions and whatnot. I'm not sure. But there was this heavy kind of like that this divine feminine had been through a lot, specifically when it comes to her romantic relationships and intimate relationships, not just like romantic, but with family and friends and things of that nature as well. So when they met, you know, this divine masculine, he wanted to show this woman off from the very beginning. Like even when they first met, he's wanting to take her out on group dates. And as I'm sitting there and I'm like watching their interaction, I'm seeing her and she's you know, she really wants to get to know him. She really wants to spend time with him. But there's like something about the whole group date setting that she's like a bit turned off about, but he's super excited about it. So she decides to go and she ends up having a good time. Like his group of friends are not like anything that she's ever experienced. Like these are actually people, like not like those group of friends where you see in the movies where you have, well, actually I take that back, because I was going to say where you have like one person in the group that it turns out they're like secretly jealous the whole time, and then you find out towards the end of the movie that you have that one friend who's like trying to sabotage. Like his friends weren't like that, but it was like a thing where he had this really close-knit group of friends, and the guys were dating these females, and all of the females were like they were either long-standing girlfriends or they were wives, and they had been in this group for so long, but the women became friends as well. So there was this one woman in particular that like did not like divine feminine. She didn't, but it turns out later in the dream that she was really good friends with his ex, and she was just kind of in that thing where she wanted him and the ex to get back together. Now I don't know what happened between this divine masculine and his ex, but I do know like for him it was over. Like there were no chance. I'm getting like a hint of her cheating, but that may not even have been the case. But there was something that his ex did that it was like a complete deal breaker for this divine masculine, right? But this friend was still holding on to that hope. So there was one friend who was like a little bit rude to divine feminine, but you know, luckily she didn't let that get to her. She didn't let that bug her. She did not let that influence her, you know, continuing to get to know this divine masculine. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching their relationship progress. And this is the divine feminine who likes to travel. This is someone who likes to travel, like not travel like around the United States, but I'm getting like international travel, because this couple was traveling together. Like, you like to travel, this divine masculine likes to travel, and I was seeing them like going on vacations, and it was somewhere like it was an island or somewhere like beachy. Like, I was seeing sand and water, and like them two in their swimsuits, and like, no, they did not have like, you know, beach bodies. Like, these were like, this wasn't this, I don't want to say like older as in like older, but I want to say older as in like mature, right? Mature, like in their 30s. This was a mature couple. This was the type of divine. In fact, I'm glad that I said that, because at first I wasn't going to mention like the beach body thing, and I'm glad I did, because it did remind me of something that I wanted to emphasize on. This divine man, because I'm getting like the feeling that for this divine feminine, you're someone who, you have insecurities, right? You have like insecurities, and part of your insecurities have something to do with how you look. It could either be your weight, or it could be like your skin, because like even with the divine masculine, not in this dream, but in dreams of the past, I was having dreams of like divine masculine having issues with like their skin tone. Like, this is like a darker individual who grew up in a culture where like colorism is a thing. So this person had like issues with their skin tone. So there was something about like in this particular dream, the divine feminine having like some sort of like issue with self-esteem, right? Or with like issues with how her appearance. But this was a type of divine masculine who, there's something about you. It's like your energy, it's your aura, it's your essence. There was this divine masculine, when he met you, he knew from the moment he met you that you were the one. Like, this is someone who is 100%, like, he looks beyond the physical. And it might even have something to do with the maturity of him being older and being like, look, I need something with longevity, and what looks good ain't always good for me. You know what I mean? That goes for everyone. Like, what looks good is not always good for you. Like, I know we've heard that saying 1,000 times, right? But this is the type of person where he's like, I'm looking for something deeper. So like, from the moment he met you, and that might have even had something to do with the reason why this divine feminine like felt a little bit insecure in the beginning, because she may have been like, oh, he's like super attractive, like what would he want with me? Which is like a horrible way to look at it, because you are beautiful. Like, this divine feminine was beautiful. It's just one of those things where like, other people know how beautiful you are, but you don't see it. And it's because other people, especially people that know you, they know that you're such a beautiful person. Like, you are such a beautiful person that your beauty on the inside just overflows and makes you even more attractive on the outside. Like, this is someone who focuses too much, maybe a little bit too much, on the outwardly appearance, but you are such a beautiful person that like your beauty on the inside makes you even more attractive on the outside, right? But there's something about your energy, something about your aura, that when this divine masculine saw you, he knew right away that like you were the one for him, right? There was no doubt in his mind. So yes, these two were like taking vacations. They were going on trips. Like I said, they were taking a lot of trips to like the beach, to like islands, and like neither one of them had like these beach bodies, right? But they were both comfortable. You know, him being so in love with this divine feminine made her comfortable in her skin. So, you know, the relationship is progressing. They're going on trips together, I guess what the young people call them, like vacations or whatever. And it progresses, and next thing you know, like, they're engaged. And then at the end of the dream, I'm like seeing divine feminine and divine masculine coming out of the church. They're coming down, they're married. Divine feminine was in this dress it was like one of those dresses where the bottom part was, you know, was white. The top part was like lacy, and of course like the parts that needed to be covered were covered, but there were some parts of the lace that were like see-through and you could see her skin. And there was something about that was so beautiful to me, because like I said, there was like this overlying thing of this divine feminine not being comfortable in her skin. So seeing her come out of the church and coming down the church stairs in a very, very lacy wedding gown, like the lace, it was the same lace from head to toe. Of course, like the dress part of it, the bottom part of it, you know, still had white, whatever you call that, underneath. But like there was something about her coming out in a wedding gown that had lace in certain areas on her back, and like one area on her stomach where you could see through and see her skin. It was a beautiful sight to see. It was literally a beautiful sight to see, because when she came out, you could see she was so happy. Like, first of all, both of them were so happy that you could just see this yellow aura, right? Just this aura that was surrounding them, because they were so happy. Like, both of them were so happy with one another, and the relationship was so fulfilling that it made both of them feel completely comfortable in who they are, right? And so there was a part in the dream where when they're coming down, and you would think that like by the time it got to the marriage, the friend would have let go by then, but I guess not. So there was a part in the dream where when they're walking down the stairs of the church, the ex did show up. I guess like the one of the, you know, the girl that I previously mentioned had alerted to the ex that they were getting married, and I guess maybe she thought that this was her last shot to kind of like get divine masculine back, whatever happened. And like, I fully believe that it was like spirit intervening, whatever ended up happening, because I'm pretty sure if your friend is going to give you the information to show up to ruin someone's wedding, that they gave you the location, date and time and everything that you needed to know. But I'm like 100% certain that like somehow spirit intervened, because by the time the ex showed up, by the time divine masculine ex showed up, the wedding was over. They're literally coming down the stairs. It's the part where people are throwing rice, although like no one was actually throwing rice. I don't know if people still do that nowadays, but they were coming down the stairs, getting ready to get in their limo, and she shows up. She sees that she's late. As soon as she shows up and sees them coming down the stairs, she sees that she's obviously like entirely too late. So she gets angry and like goes to lunge to attack divine feminine. But like divine masculine, like literally stepped in so quick. And I didn't even see where the groomsmen came from, because like he stepped in the middle of it and was like, no, you're not going to touch her. The groomsmen literally came out of nowhere, and they're like restraining the ex, and he makes sure that his bride gets safely in the limo. He gets in the limo, and they just like drive off literally into the sunset, like some kind of like corny rom-com movie, right? But it really was a beautiful scene. It was a beautiful scene. And there was like there was the ex from divine masculine who was interfering, but throughout the entire dream, like there were certain times where divine feminine was kind of getting in her head, was feeling a little bit insecure, and there were times where she wanted to reach out to like friends and family members, like people that she considered like confidants, to talk to them about how she was feeling, but she never did. The entire time she just I love this, she prayed about it. The entire time, whenever she got into her mood where she was feeling insecure, I love this, she prayed about it. So I'm telling you, divine feminine, like, pray about it. And I feel the need to emphasize that for whoever this particular dream is about, that person coming in is someone new. Like, I feel the need to emphasize, this is not someone from your past. This is not someone from your past coming back in new and evolved and changed energy. No, this is someone completely new that's coming in, right? Someone brand new that's coming in. But it was so beautiful, because there was like this, the whole frenemies message came, and it was specifically for divine feminine, because there's someone close to you. someone close to you. I don't know if this is a friend. I'm like, as soon as I was about to say friend, for some reason I'm hearing colleague. So for someone, this may even be like a colleague that you befriended, although I do like to caution people about that. Like, there's nothing wrong with being friendly and being cordial with your coworkers. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do kind of caution people about being friends with colleagues, because like, this is someone that you work with, right? This is someone that you work with, you know, your coworker. You know, I just have a thing about mixing professional and personal. There needs to be a boundary there, right? Because you just never know when someone may try to use something against you. And unfortunately to say, I've seen that happen too many times, when people befriend a coworker and then next thing you know, they have a falling out for whatever reason, and this coworker that you befriended, that at one point you thought you could trust, all of a sudden now is spreading your business all over. I mean, I've seen people have to leave their jobs because their personal business was being spread around like high school gossip, right? So I always caution people about befriending coworkers. Nothing wrong with being polite and being friendly, right? But I wouldn't take it any further than that. But this is like someone who you have friends and family members and close friends that you confide in, and there's someone in your inner circle that is a frenemy. Like, this person puts on like they're happy for you, but they really can't stand you. And the whole moral of the dream was like, be careful about who you, matter of fact, don't even be careful. Don't share this relationship with anyone, because one of the beautiful things about the dream was that it started off being on like social media. Like, there was a Facebook post. That's how it was. It started off in the dream. I was like on the computer looking at Facebook, which I like rarely do. I don't even know the last time I checked my Facebook. But anyways, I was on the computer looking at Facebook, and all of a sudden I see this post of wedding pictures, and I'm like, oh man, like, this is a really beautiful wedding. And as I'm looking at posts of pictures, all of a sudden, that's when like I started having these visions, and that's when I see the entire interaction of the relationship from beginning to end. But it all started out with me looking at these pictures that this divine feminine posted on social media. But there was something about like one of your friends seeing those pictures and being like, I'm seeing like green with envy. This is someone who was pissed, like, hey, why didn't you tell me? Why wasn't I invited to the wedding? How come I'm just now hearing about this? Like, but there's something about like the fact that you kept it from this person is the reason why you and this divine masculine made it to the church to begin with, right? Because like I said, you have someone in your inner circle that you confide in that is like green with envy, that is jealous of you. This may even be someone who's ruined relationships for you in the past. And when I say ruined, this is someone who's very conniving, like not the type of ruined where they get in the middle and start a bunch of drama, but this is the type of person who's very conniving. They get into your head because they know you, they know what insecurities, they know your tics, they know like your red flags. So what they do is whenever you come to them and say, hey, like, you know, he did this, like, and I'm like feeling a certain type of way about it, how should I approach it? And this is someone who would tell you something like, oh girl, if that was me, I would not put up with that. Oh girl, if that was me, I would, you know, dump his ass, or, you know, or excuse my language, or like, girl, if that was me, I would do XYZ. This is the type of person who like just gives you bad advice, but they're doing it deliberately. They are like deliberately giving you bad advice so that you may, because I'm getting like the type of men that even entertain them are nowhere near the same type of men the caliber of men that show any interest in them is nowhere near the type of caliber of men that show interest in you. And for some reason, I'm getting this thing where I'm hearing, and even if these type of men were to entertain them, it would literally be for like sexual pleasure. You know what I mean? Like, these type of men don't entertain them seriously. Like, this is the type of friend who would tell you, girl, don't cook, like, why are you cooking for your man? Like, something, and like, women go back and forth about this, like, oh, well, like, what do I do and what do I not do? Like, what's right for your relationship. If you have the type of relationship where you're dating the type of man who is there, who provides, who takes care of you, who loves you, who cherishes you, like, girl, get in that kitchen and cook for that man. Like, I'm not I'm not for these new age standards, okay? Like, girl, get in the kitchen and cook for that man if that man is taking care of you. But on the reverse end, if he's not the type of man that provides, if you're like taking care of everything, then there's nothing wrong with him getting in that kitchen and cooking for you. You know what I mean? There are certain times where like these new age traditions they are fit. But I'm the type of person where I'm like, take care of your partner the same way that your partner takes care of you. But this is definitely the type of person who would tell you, like, you might have a man who actually, like, if y'all are, cohabitating, whatever your, particular feelings on that may be, not here to judge. This is the type of friend, like, if you are dating a man who provides and who pays bills, this is still the type of friend who would be like, well, he needs to do this, he needs to do that, or this and that, just giving just outwardly bad advice. So yeah, keep this. And for someone, I'm getting, this may even be your own family member. This may be your own family member, and I don't know why. But for someone specific, this may even be a family member that's already married. This may like legit even be a family member that is already married, that is still doing things to disrupt your peace and your happiness. And that to me, that's like a whole nother level of jealousy. Because if you're already in your supposed happily ever after, why would you not want to see someone else? That's for someone I'm getting like, you have a family member that their level of jealousy is, I'm getting deep rooted. Like, it's deep rooted. This person does not want to see you happy on any level. But for majority, I'm getting, these are like friends. These are just friends who can't seem, not that they can't get a man, but can't seem to quote unquote lock down the type of men that they want. So when they see you, or the type of men that they inspire to have approaching you, then they get jealous and they want to ruin it, because if they can't have a good man, they don't want you to have one either. But like I said, for someone, there is like this, I'm getting like heartburn for someone. You have a family member that just doesn't want to see you happy at all. This is definitely the type of person who, and for someone, like, I did a short where I said, this is the type of person who will like take your ideas and run with it. Like, if you did have any ideas of like, and if you're into spirituality, if you had any ideas where, oh, I wanted to do this, or I wanted to learn, herbs, or I want to be like a herbalist or something like that. This is someone who would be like, oh, that's a good idea. And then as soon as you say it, next thing you know, they're buying books on herbs. They're going out to like their local apothecaries, and they're doing all these things, trying to put things together. For some reason, I'm hearing soaps and shampoos. If you mentioned to your family member that you were interested in like learning herbs or herbology, I don't know why, like, people get so mad when I pronounce the H. I'm also one of those like a-holes where I pronounce the L in salmon, even though I know it's salmon. Something about the word salmon, I just don't like that. That just sounds fishy to me. Like, I know it's fish, but salmon just sounds too fishy to me. So I pronounce the L in it, and I pronounce the H when I say herbs instead of herbs. So like, yeah, I'm fully aware that I'm not pronouncing these words correctly. I just have to say that, because I always get these things where like people want to correct me. People want to like go in the comment sections and correct me, and I just delete it because like I don't care. But I'm fully aware that I'm pronouncing the words incorrectly. But anyways, this is like someone, if you mentioned that you want to go into like herbology, This is like the type of family member that may have popped up a few months later and be like, hey, I do handmade soaps, or I do oils. I do like handmade oil. I do like handmade. I do homemade oils. I'm gonna send you some. Like, if you want to just be nice, this is like someone who's very nice, very considerate. If you want to be nice and let them send you some, let them send it to you. But like, as soon as that package comes, I'm hearing like straight from package to trash. Like, don't even open it. Don't even take the package inside your house. Like, you know, when you're outside and you see the package arrive, you can open it, look what's inside of it, just in case they call and be like, hey, did you get the oils? You be like, yeah, I got the oils. Yeah, I got it. And I put it straight in the trash can. But I'm hearing like, don't even take that package inside your house. I'm getting like this strong thing of, be very careful about any gifts that you receive from this person. Be careful about any gifts that you receive from anyone that really is not that fond of you. But be very careful of the gifts that you receive from this person. Not that I'm saying that this person would poison it or anything, but I'm saying like, this person definitely is not, they're not trying to do anything to help you. But nonetheless, because now I'm like back on the frenemies thing, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make this specifically about the divine union. But anyways, like I said, when it comes to divine feminine, there's this, and only you would know. Like, only you, like, take what resonates and leave the rest. Only you know what's going on in your unique, specific situation. But make sure that when this person comes, like, keep this union to yourself. I'm hearing like mother. For someone out there, if you and your mother are really close, for someone else, I'm hearing grandmother. If you or your mother or you or your grandmother are really close, then, you know, you can definitely confide in that person. But there needs to be a very, very small, almost like non-existent number of people that you're actually confide. For some reason, as I'm saying mother, for someone, I'm hearing his mother. Like, this is a divine masculine who has a great relationship with his mom. If that helps anyone out, because I'm getting someone's like, oh, there's someone from my past returning, I think it's them. Look at the relationship this person has with their mom, because there's something about this divine masculine having this amazing relationship with his mother. Like, his mother knows him. She knows her son, and not one of those like overly protective mother, not in like one of those mama boys. Like, this mother knows her son. She knows her son, right? So for someone, I'm getting, if you have no one to confide in, when he takes you to meet his mother, you can actually confide in her and know she's not the type of mom where she's going to go back and tell him everything. She's the type of mom where she remembers what it's like. You know what I mean? She's the type of mom, she may even be a single mom for that matter. She's the type of mom where she's not going to go back and tell her son everything that you said. She's going to actually take the time to listen to you and give you genuine motherly advice, right? Because she wants to see her son happy. You know what I mean? She wants to see you happy, right? But yeah, like I said, I don't want to make this too much about like these frenemies, but there was specific energy about divine feminine keeping this union to herself. But at the end of the day, like I said, this relationship was one that was, first of all, there was like a level of trust. Something about this divine masculine. Ooh, I drove over a pothole. Yeah, I'm one of those people. I can't drive. I can't drive for anything. But anyways, because I saw it. I saw, as I'm talking, I'm looking at it, and still I was like, oh, it won't be that bad. And like it was. But anyways, so there was this level of like this divine masculine was like an open book. Like I said, from the moment he laid eyes on this divine feminine, he knew that she was the one for him. So he had no problem with being an open book. He had no problem. He was very caring, very attentive, and he made sure that she felt comfortable. Like, he just wanted his divine feminine to feel comfortable, right? And he did everything within his power to make sure that she was comfortable every step of the way as the relationship progressed, right? So this, you know, I can't even explain it. Like I said, the end of the dream really was like, it was a fairy tale ending for me. And like I said, something about watching those church doors open and watching that divine feminine come out in her wedding gown. And like I said, there was something about the lacy parts of the gown where her skin was showing, that you could just see that this divine feminine had evolved. You could see the evolution. You could see the evolution in this divine feminine. And there was something about that like wanted, that I was crying. Like, I don't know this person, but I'm crying. I'm sitting there crying, watching this person coming down the steps and just seeing how happy these two were, and just watching them get in the limo and literally like go live the rest of their fairy tale lives together. So whoever this is for, divine feminine, and for some reason, like, this is not going to be for everyone, but for some reason I'm getting like a summertime romance, like a summer romance, right? I'm getting like June, July, August. August is still technically summer, right? Yeah, August is still summer, because like fall is September, October, November, right? Yeah, I always get those mixed up, and for some reason I always want to say summer is like May, June, July. Because like that's when school ends. It used to be that we didn't get out of school till summertime, but this was like back in the day, right? This is because I'm in my late 30s. This is back in the day. Nowadays these kids get out in May. We didn't get out until June, and when I say June, I mean like mid-June. And we didn't go back till like the very, very, very end. We went back like the last Monday in August is when we would go back. So sometimes it would be like almost September when we would go back to school. I don't know when, where, why, or how they started shifting that to where we start earlier in August and then we get out, or the kids now, I'm not in school anymore, I'm in my 30s. Where the kids get out in May, at the end of May. I don't know who started that or why, but I kind of preferred like the whole June thing, right? I preferred because I remember when my parents were going to school, not that this is relevant to anything, they said they didn't start school until September. They were like, yeah, we didn't start until September. And I was like, oh, okay, nobody cares. So I guess like I'm saying this now, like, yeah, we don't care. Anyways, but like I said, there was something about the evolution of watching the evolution of this divine feminine that was like so beautiful to me. And then seeing her come out in that wedding gown, showing that she is completely evolved in who she is, that was so beautiful. And not that like you need this divine masculine to get to that point. For someone I'm getting, it ain't even about the divine masculine, it's about love. For someone I'm getting self-love. Like having self-love is going to allow you to fully evolve into your true divine feminine self once you get that love of self. But for this divine feminine, I can even do a short about that. That's interesting, because I'm getting like self-love. But for this divine feminine, there was something about this union that was able to help her with the aspect of self-love, right? So anyways, y'all, I'm not going to make this like too much longer, because it's already twice as long as I wanted it to be, because I ended up going back into that whole spiel about the frenemies, and I didn't really want to do that, but I felt like it was slightly necessary. But anyways, y'all, I really hope y'all enjoyed this reading. I got a lot of positive feedback about the frenemies one, surprisingly, because I almost didn't even do it, because like I said, the video that I made then, I wanted it to be this one, but I kept hearing like frenemies, so I was like, well, let me just go ahead and like do a deep dive into that. But I was surprised at like the positive feedback that I got from that video. So I thank you to everyone who listened to that, and to anyone who takes the time to listen to this. But anyways, y'all, thank you for listening. Bye.